Obviously, this time of year, February, when February hits, is it's down the stretch, the home stretch, and we got off to a really good start in February. This UConn game is, as all games at this time of year, are very important. It's a tremendous opportunity. Another top 100 team. You look at our schedule; we have some really good opportunities here late, and I like where we're at. We're in a good positioning. But it's still a long way to go. This UConn team play, obviously you look at the record, but they play really well at home. Their crowd will be enthusiastic, and they got some really good talent. So their three perimeter players are as good as there is in the country, combination-wise, and Larry Vitale and Jalen Adams. So, but another opportunity for us to play a top 100 team on the road. And we know we have to play very well to win.
Do you use the standings in the conference and going for that first round bye as motivation for this team, or do you not?
I haven't talked to our guys about it that much, but they know. We're in fourth right now, and obviously, everybody's jockeying for positioning right now, and from a tournament seeding standpoint. And if you're going to win the tournament, boy, it's nice to have that first round bye. And obviously your goal is to try to win the tournament. So, yeah, that's the motivation. And we're right now, you look at, we got 2 games left on our schedule against 2 teams that we're probably fighting for that spot with, Central Florida and Temple. But you got to take care of games like, you have other opportunities you got to win. So those games really matter when you play them. And but right now our focus is UConn. And, I don't think you can think big picture this time of year. I think it's important to focus on each individual game. And, playing UConn on the road, another top 100 opponent, is motivation enough in itself as opposed to thinking of trying to fight for that first round bye.
I know each team's different year in and year out. Is this a team that has that kind of blinders focus that can do that, or you aren't concerned about them kind of peaking and looking big picture?
Who knows? Because there's so much probably conversation when we're not around. All we can do is try to continue to educate our guys and of what's at stake and where we're at, and that we cannot venture off. We got to stay, and like I said, we've off to a really good start in February. We've had some really challenging games, and our guys have stepped up. This time of year, success, it's all about your seniors. And our 3 seniors, Junior E2, Jaleel Wheeler, and Corey Henderson, you're only as good as your seniors are. And I really believe that in this time of year. So they're going to be extremely important in carrying our locker room, and how far we go in terms of them continue to educate our players. It's going to be on them.
3 wins in a row now. Do you have some kind of feeling about the group at this point in time that they can really stay hot and make a special run at the right time?
That is the hope and prayer that this team will, like I said, we've got some tremendous opportunities on our schedule. The leadership has been really good. I talked about Marzi Bonner the other night in terms of his leadership, and he's only a sophomore. But I truly believe your seniors have to do it for you. And our seniors have been good so far. And I do feel good about our mindset and where our focus is right now. It's a big week. You look at the UConn and South Florida. I think that's as far as I want us to look past with this group. But right now it's really UConn and the opportunity we have to go play a team that's in the top 100 late in the year. And that's we're not talking about the quadrant one or any of that stuff, but I'm talking about a really quality opponent on the road, and what it does for you if you're able to go up there and win.
After the game Thursday, you said since you had the longer break until this next game, you wanted to take the time and learn from that game. Do you feel like you guys have done that?
Yeah, there was so much to learn in that game. The tap. Like I'll give you an example. We talked about the tap charging foul call there at the end of regulation. Well, before regulation. When he was trying to get to a timeout. The new rule, you don't have to get to the hash mark. You can just get across half court and call timeout. So he was trying to get to the hash mark. And I blame myself too, because I'm telling him to come here, But there's just to give you an example of that was a good learning experience. I'm really pleased with how we handled ourselves in late game situations. We practice those all the time. Last 4 minutes of the game, and you look at the overtime. We've been good in overtime here, and so we practice those late game situations. I think we've handled those very well. Tap makes 4 free throws. We get some big stops. Those are things we continue to point out. We didn't settle in late game shots. We kept going to the basket, kept getting paint touches, and that's how you win late ball games. Games late. You don't settle for quick threes. We were down 4. We didn't settle for. We went, still got a 2. Those are great learning experiences you can take from that game in the Tulane game. And we had a lot of adversity in that ball game, and that's what I was most proud of our guys, to come back and have a chance to win. Even with, it wasn't like we overtook the 12-point lead just like that. It was okay, we cut it to 5. And then Frank Haith gets a technical, and now it's back to 8, or whatever. It was a lot of up and down. And, our team still found a way to stay with it, continue to grind, and give ourselves a chance to win.
So being good in overtime games, have the double overtime win over UConn here,
Mm-hmm.
does that play into it, give it a little extra shot of confidence at all, or is it just, let's just forget about it?
Yeah, UConn, that was a long time ago. I think we've grown since that game, and we recall we made 17 threes in that ball game, but Junior didn't play well. I think he was 1 for 10 in that ball game. So there was a lot of and for them too. So it's a different team, different environment. They play so well at home. There's some things we're gonna pull from that game, no question, in terms of personnel and how we gotta do some things, but we got to focus on what we got to do to win in their building, and that's going to be what our next couple of days are all about.
Your rebounding numbers are pretty incredible, and you look at how the season started to what's going on. What do you attribute that to?
I think obviously we worked on it, in terms of how we practice and encouraged our guys to block out and physical blockouts, and then going to the glass, because I think we've made a huge jump in offensive rebounding too. It's funny, offensive rebound is all about effort and desire and going. Defensive rebound is about blocking out, but still you can get hurt defensive rebounding because of length and size. And I think our guys understand we had to fight harder on that end. We had to have our guards come in and help us gang rebound. 5 to the fight is a quote we keep saying with our guys: have 5 to the fight, 5 to the fight. And I think our guys have just bought into that. And that's, you look at the rebound numbers, you look at the paint production in terms of paint points to get us to the free throw. Another stat is we make more free throws than our opponents take. That's a huge stat, and you can look at those things of rebounding, that stat. That's why we've been able to have some success, and hopefully it's all about telling our guys, showing our guys, we can win games. We're not shooting 29% on the road. If we take care of the controllables, and these are things we can control.
Does the trip to Connecticut and back provide any unique challenges, considering how far the travel is, and then you turn around and play like a day or 2 later?
Yeah. I don't think we look at it that way. It's just, we've been blessed to have a good week. This is our off week. We didn't play this weekend, and I think last year our bye weeks were early in the year. So this, we're saying it now, but it came at a good time for us. I think our guys will be fresh. They've had 2 days off. We gave them Sunday and Monday off. We go back at it today, and because we understand the quick turnaround and where we're at with this week. So, it's going to be a grind. UConn's it's a long trip, but it's part of it. And then we come back home and play a South Florida team that's playing a lot better. So, right now, I don't think our guys are focused on the length of the trip at all.
With obviously going into the season, you have a vision for how the team will improve and grow together. How far do you think they've come in fulfilling what you hoped that vision would look like to this point?
I'm extremely pleased with this group. I hear a lot of people, talk about, injuries are part of the game. And, I think people forget that we lost to Will Magnay in October, so that's like a guy been injured all year. You know, a guy you expect to have with your team all year. So there's an adjustment period, losing a key guy, potentially a starter for you in the post, and you're down a man, you're not as big, and all those things. And then we lose a Daquan Jeffries for 6 games. So this team has had some things to deal with, and to continue to fight and to come together where we're playing right now. It's very encouraging and it's pleasing. The character of our group is what's really important to me, that this group is really, you know, from a locker room standpoint, has been really good. And we've had different guys. You know I was struggling with who to play. You know, we have so many guys that can play, who to play. And I think we've done a good job giving all these guys opportunities to see what they can do. And to the point now, I have a good feel for our team.
What's the big thing you're still looking for them to, I guess, do better?
Man. Ooh. Well, I don't know. I mean, I think we're doing a lot of good things right now, you know, in terms of winning basketball. You know, consistent. But I think it's got to continue to be consistent. Is winning the effort game night in, night out. You're not going to always shoot it great, but our goal is those rebound numbers, those focus numbers focus things in terms of execution on both ends of the court. You know, continue to be better with our execution consistently. But we've made great strides. I think the best answer to that is let's continue to be consistent with it. You know, we've had some toughness things I've been pleased with this team. You know, you know, this group has fought through some things and shown some great toughness things, and that's usually something I think early in the year we've had some moments where I said we weren't tough enough. You know, so I've seen great improvement. But when you get to closer to March, you got to continue to be as tough and be tougher. And I think this team is capable of continuing to grow in those areas.
I've asked you this before in seasons past, but what you said about the makeup of this roster and the senior leadership and all that and the way you're playing right now, do you have an idea? Do you know what the ceiling for this team could be? I mean, how good could they be?
I think I might have said this to somebody. It's funny, this team could beat anybody, but we also can lose to anybody, you know. So, and that's, I mean, you look at run college basketball, I think, in March, I mean, you know, how can St. John's not win a conference game and all of a sudden they beat Duke and Villanova, you know? So I don't think that's far-fetched from when I say that. I mean, we're capable of beating anybody, but we're also capable of losing to anybody, you know? So it's who brings it every night, who's the most consistent in this time of year. I think you look across the country, I mean, any year I can remember, it's a toss-up. Who can get going, who can get hot, and who can win it, you know? So I want our guys to feel like, why not us, you know? So I think that statement, a lot of people could probably say that, you know, we can win, we can beat anybody, but we also can lose to anybody. And it's that fine line, you know? So, you know, you want to be, you know, going upward, and I think we're trending upward. So hopefully we'll continue there.
I mean, to me, it feels like more of a toss-up just in college basketball this year with all the change in the top 10, top 25. Is that something that's, you know, exciting to you guys, I guess?
Yeah, I think the parity in college basketball, obviously fans are excited, but I think it's good for the game. It's really good for the game. I mean, I'm looking at all these leagues, and I mean, night in, night out, you have to play. There's no guarantees in college basketball, and I think that's great for the game. I really do. And I think the postseason is going to be interesting all across the country in all these leagues, getting ready for conference tournament in a month, and then, you know, the postseason stuff after that. I mean, I think it's going to be an exciting time.
I'm curious. You mentioned the quadrant one thing earlier, and
I don't really know it, so don't ask me many questions.
I was kind of going to ask if
I haven't paid a lot of attention.
Changed and everything?
Yeah, I haven't paid a lot of attention to it. I think I might have overheard it once when I turned the volume up for a second at a halftime show, because I really don't listen to any of that. So I don't really know what it means. Okay. I don't know it, so sorry.
No, I was going to ask your opinion on just the change of like what they were focusing on, because this RPI is gone.
Yeah, I don't really know what it is. I just, because I haven't spent a lot of time. like I said, I just heard it for a second, but I really don't know what has gone away in terms of the formula, because at this point in time, all you can do is control trying to get your guys to play at their very best to win basketball games. Because I really believe this. Once you start to spend a lot of time figuring that stuff out, you lose focus of what is important, what you can control. And I need to put all my energy, all my attention, our staff, to helping our program, our guys be at their very best. That stuff right there will take care of itself. But yeah, I don't know the formula now for the committee and what they're looking at and what's not as strong as they are. Like, I know UConn's a top 100 RPI team. That's got to be a positive.
Sure.
If you're able to win a game on the road against a top 100 RPI team. That's about all I know. Guys, you guys are the best.